Hi everybody, I'm creating this short movie just to walk you through the presentation so that we all know what's going on this weekend. So you'll notice that I sent you the PDF file of the presentation. At the very bottom of the page you'll see that there are notes, so we'll know who's going to be presenting what slide. So this is the opening slide, and I will introduce the presentation, and I'll introduce you and Miss Conley. But I'll probably do the first 9 slides just to get us going, and then the rest of you will be presenting for the remainder 20 slides or whatever it is. So I'll go over the agenda, I'll have the introductions, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things related to why the program is important. So I'm going to ask everybody to raise their hands if they've ever had a teacher of color and kind of talk about that for a minute. Then I'm going to talk about the racial composition of teachers throughout the country and point out that actually more than 40% of school districts in the entire country don't have one teacher of color. Then I'm going to talk about the demographics in Colorado and talk about how few teachers of color we have. I'll let everybody know that it's very possible for a person to go through their entire school experience and never have a teacher of color. And I'll just talk very briefly about the growing body of research that we have that supports the need for more teachers of color in schools. Then I'm going to have everybody think about what message is conveyed regarding the authority of knowledge and legitimacy of power when students experience school with a predominantly white teacher workforce, and I'll ask them to talk about that. And then this is where you'll start. So you guys will be doing the rest of the presentation. Leora, I have you, and I put people's names down here, but you could switch out if somebody wants to do different slides. But Leora, I have you starting with what is Pathways to Teaching. So you're going to talk about the fact that it's an innovative program and has a couple of goals. So you don't have to read this word for word, but you can have a copy of your notes with you or look at the slide. You can either memorize it or just kind of talk about it or look at the slide to help you remember what to say. Then the next slide I have Tavares saying who started Pathways to Teaching. So you'll just essentially say that, I worked with Miss Conley on putting this together for Denver Public Schools. And then Mario, I'll have you ask the question, how long has Pathways to Teaching been in Denver Public Schools? So you're going to give a little bit of the history, talking about how we started in 2010 with 29 students. So again, you can either have your notes or look at the slide that'll be projected. And then Leora, so I'm going in a circle from Leora to Tavares to Mario. So then Leora, you're going to introduce and say that, what are the keys? So you're going to start with always asking the question at the top. So what are the key program elements and what is it that students do? So Leora, you're just going to let them know that we have 6 critical features that contribute to the success of Pathways to Teaching. And then we're going to go one by one. Again, you start with what's at the top. What are the key elements? This is going to be Tavares. What are the key program elements and what do students do? So Tavares, you're going to talk about 1, inclusion, that it's open to all students. 2, college knowledge, readiness, and access. So you're going to talk about that. You're going to talk about where'd it go? How we present or attend at conferences like this one and the Teachers of Color and Allies Conference in Boulder. Then Tavares, you're going to let me see, who did the last one? Tavares did this one. Tavares, you're going to do the next one too, that just basically says that how several students got to meet the mayor at the last conference that we went to. And then Mario, you're going to ask, what are the key program elements? What do students do? Number 3, critical lens. You're going to talk about that this means that we explore and discuss educational inequities in school and how students of color experience these on a daily basis, and that students engage in a research project. And this slide actually has a movie on it, so after you do that, I'll click it, and then that quick, 2-minute movie comes on. Then Leora, next you're going to talk about field experience and what we do, that we go to schools weekly. And again, this is also a movie, so when you're finished here, I'll click and then the movie comes on, just some images of high school kids working with the elementary kids. Then Tavares, you're going to talk about mentors and role models. So make sure you read all of this. And again, this is a picture from last year when my college freshmen visited campus. And I'll help you guys get through this, but just be familiar with what's on the slide if the slide is assigned to you. Mario, you're going to talk about community and family and how important it is to involve the community and our families in the program, and talk about how in the spring we do our research presentations and we invite community members and families to hear about our research projects. Then Leora, you're going to say, how is Pathways to Teaching supported, and just talk about how Denver Public Schools and the University of Colorado Denver, how we've gotten a few small grants, and how the Office of Post-Secondary Readiness has been an enthusiastic supporter. And then Tavares, again, you're going to read the question that says, is anyone conducting research on Pathways to Teaching? And then you don't need to, excuse me, what I want you to do here is just read the first 3 bullets. You don't need to read the titles of the publications. I just have them there in case anybody wants to reference them, but you can just say that we have 2 publications, 1 book chapter, 1 journal article, and so on. And then Leora, you're going to say, does Pathways to Teaching have a website where I can learn more about the program? Then you're going to say, yes, you can visit www.pathwaystoteaching.com to learn more and see photos and videos. And then Tavares, you're going to say, we've left, time open for questions and answers. So let's open it up now. Who has some questions or comments about the program for us? And then we'll all jump in and answer those questions. And then when people are finished asking questions, we'll say thank you, and that's it. So we have a total of 23 slides. I'm going to send this movie to Miss Conley and to you. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to Montbello, but anyway, we'll talk about it before. Maybe I'll Skype in tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys later, and thanks again. This is going to be fun and exciting.